Check it out, baby. You know we love that. Oh, yeah. What's going on, YouTube family? Buddhaxan as always. Glad to be back so soon after my recent video. But today's video is kind of impulsive. I wanted to speak on something that came up in a conversation with me and my baby girl. And we were talking about anxiety specifically. And the conversation just it gives so much credence to the saying, peace be still. Peace be still. That saying is so important and so valuable in life, and I want to explain, so let me go deeper and just hear me out. This isn't going to be a super spiritual video. I feel this video will truly be able to help anybody that has anxiety. I really truly feel like this thought might be able to help you guys, and because even me, I wouldn't consider myself someone who has anxiety, but I do feel anxious. I do feel that nervousness, and this is just my perspective on it. Peace be still, okay? We have to understand that feelings are energy and motion. They are emotions. That's what the E stands for before emotion. It's energy and motion, okay? Energy and motion is what powers you to move. Right now, my inspiration, my compassion for humanity is what's inspiring me to move right now. Anxiety is a feeling. And what did I just say a feeling was? An emotion, which means energy and motion. If you let that energy move you, every movement you make will be on the frequency of anxiety. So what does that mean? This is why they say you attract what you give or you get what you give. This is what getting what you give really means. If you feel anxiety and you decide to move from that anxious discomfort, every movement you make will be discomfort. It will be anxious. You start fumbling everything. You start losing stuff. And you start ruining everything around you because you are not strong enough to be still. You are not strong enough to be still with that anxiety, and which is okay, and we'll go deeper into that. I'm not attacking anybody. A lot of us are weak in areas, specifically our nerves, because we live in a overly stimulating world, and we've never been taught how to hone in on our nervous system. There's methods out there. It's not a hidden secret, but it's not a practice that's incorporated as much as it needs to be. Everyone should be knowing how to train their nervous system, because we live in a world that's completely nervous system based, that completely stimulates your nervous system. So why wouldn't you want to learn how to hone in on that? But going back, all of your movements are inspired by emotions or feelings. Same thing. Whatever emotion you're feeling when you move is going to determine the result, because your body is just an animator. Your body is an avatar. It's just an animator. And what animates it? The feelings and the emotions inside of it. But this is where the will comes in. You have the will to override that process. You have the will to check that impulse. You have the will to check that, because it's like this. You feel anxiety in your chest. You can't let it get to your hands. Don't let it get to your feet. Don't let it get to your legs. Don't let that anxiety literally possess you and puppeteer you, because that anxiety isn't you. It's just a feeling. But if you identify with that feeling, you know what you do when you identify? You give your will to it. When you say, I'm an anxious person, you give and you just accept it. You just roll over. Not the good acceptance, but the rollover acceptance. I'm just anxious and I can't do nothing about it. You surrender your will to that anxiety. Now that anxiety can do what? It can take hold of your hands. I know this might be childish to some people, like, oh, immature anxiety isn't a ghost, but you literally have to look at it like this. Every feeling is a potential to possess you and take over your body, because if you identify with that feeling, you're given the keys to the car. So you're like, how do I be still? How do I be still? I get it. I get what anxiety is. I know what it does. How do I be still? The key to stillness is balance. Everyone in their life right now should be making balance their number one priority. You don't want to be yin and you don't want to be yang. You want to be in the middle. You don't want to be too far left, too far right. You want to be in the middle. You don't want to be selfish, but you don't want to be completely selfless to where you're giving away your life. You want to be in the middle. Life is about the middle. That's where God is. That's where your path is. That's where you are. in the middle. What did they say? The gut, serotonin's down there. That's a brain. That's an instinct. That's your feeling, right? This is your thinker. You don't want to be completely in the feeler, and you don't want to be completely in the thinker. Where do you want to be? In the heart, in the middle. Why do you think you feel anxiety there? You see what I'm saying? You want to be in the middle. But if you want to overcome that anxious feeling, you need to strengthen your middle. How do you strengthen your heart? Strengthening by strengthening your sense of balance. That's how you strengthen your heart. We need to be doing balance training. This sounds funny, but hear me out. Anxiety makes you shaky. You're like, I can't be still because I'm shaky. You know what fixes shakiness? Balance. The strongest man you know can deadlift 800 pounds, whatever they be doing. Tell him to get over and do a handstand. Watch him struggle. With all that strength, all the strength of an ox, watch him struggle. But watch a woman, very tiny, very frail, doesn't lift any weights, just does yoga, just balances. Watch her effortlessly and gracefully do that handstand. Balance is the cheat code, my man. You want strength, but you want balance. That's what you need to dedicate your life to balance. Every day, it's a pendulum. You want to get that pendulum to the middle. You see what I'm saying? Say something happens, what it does is, depending on your reaction to it, it swings the pendulum. So say something irritates you, right? Depending on how much it irritates you, it swings the pendulum, so you're super irritated. But because you're super irritated, you move off of that feeling of irritation, and because you do that, you swing all the way back. So now, because it's just the law of balance. Since you swung all the way back, now you got to swing all the way back again until you finally find your center. And then life shakes you up again, but you can get in between that process. Quit letting things shake you. Quit letting things make your pendulum swing all the way like this. What happens when that irritation just moves you a little bit, but you checked yourself? Now, the balance that you have to meet, the karma that you have to meet, that has to balance out your reaction is a lot less severe. So now the universe doesn't have to teach you as harshly because you didn't swing so hard. So it doesn't got to swing back at you just as hard. Because balance is the ultimate law. Everything in this world is going to seek balance. So if you want the path of least resistance, if you want to get to where you want to go, if you want to find yourself, you want to know who you are in between your extremes. That's who you are. You are in the middle of your extremes. That's who you truly are, and that is your path. You need to be finding the middle of everything. That should be your challenge every day, the middle of everything. And learn balance. How do you find balance? How do you train balance? Headstands. Not no Instagram yoga, do it for the gram yoga. I'm talking about disciplined balance training. Standing on your head for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm serious. I do this. I do this? I live this. I wasn't just born still. I had to train myself to be still. I started getting on my head, balancing out my higher self, balancing out my heart, balancing out the things I didn't know were imbalanced. You know what happens? I became still. Before I knew it, in a situation that would have had me shaky, I wasn't shaking no more. Because I learned balance, handstands, spinning, pistol squats, exercises that force you to hone in on your balance. You hear what I'm saying? Balance will be your salvation. Balance will save everything. The world is too far left or it's too far right. You know what I'm saying? The Western hemisphere is too scientific, too da-da. The Eastern place is the Eastern part of the world is too traditional and too right brain. Left brain, right brain. You want to be in the middle. That's where the pineal gland is. That's where the heart's at. You want to be in the middle. You don't want to be too left brain and too right brain. And we live in a world that makes us tilt. Right here, you want to be right-handed. No, fuck having a dominant hand. Be whole, be complete. Do everything with balance. That's how you keep things stable. Stability and balance. You want to be stable, you want to quit being shaky. Balance training. Stand on them shaky arms. Stand on them. Be disciplined. Stand on them. Force them to become strong and still. Stand on your head. Force yourself to be still. Because every time you get your ass out here moving off of whether it's anger, because we all know that one, that's the worst. You really do some dumb shit when you angry. You don't want to let anger get a hold of you. Don't identify with that. Every time we get to moving off of whatever negative feeling we feeling, that feeling is possessing us. You got to realize you are the observer of the feelings and the thoughts. You are not them. So quit identifying with it and learn how to be still. And you learn how to be still by training your sense of balance. So I'm going to get back to my sun practice. This is another part of balance. It's about being still, being able to still and take in what the sun has to offer. Peace, be still, baby. Buddhaxan, I love you guys. I hope this video is able to help anyone with anxiety. Stay tuned. I'll be having more videos like this. Everything isn't going to be specifically focused on men or things of that nature. I'm trying to help everyone because we all need help, and I love you guys. And I know y'all love me, and I appreciate that. I appreciate all the love you leave in my comments, and that really does open up my heart. So thank you for that. And I really genuinely hope I was able to help people, because I know anxiety is a huge thing and we're more anxious than ever. But you know why the humanity is more anxious than ever? Because humanity is more imbalanced than ever. We're completely out of nature. We're completely out of touch with the body. Everything is in the phone and technology. Technology took all the fun out of life, basically. So I love you guys. Stay tuned. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Share this with your friends that you know are suffering with anxiety, and hopefully it can help them. Much love, you guys. See you next time.